have Tennin versus Whizzard here. I had to do commentary for this game because I just love seeing these IDs. We do a lot of NBN commentary because it's quite popular at the top levels of play, but we have something a little bit different here. This is from the Games of Berkeley Store Championship. This is probably the first game of that tournament that will go online, but I have a bunch more recorded. We'll get some more of those. Looks like Eric is taking mulligan off the start. Eric on the left, Brian on the right. I also want to say that this is an Order and Chaos tournament, so this Valley was not out yet. This was done in the middle of March, I believe. And I have with me two commentators today. I have Ian Nelson and Tim Wong.
How's it going?
How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
And what do you guys think about this Tennin Whizzard matchup here?
I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm going to assume that this is just the standard trick Tennin, but I have no idea.
Actually, I like the Tennin's seeing some play. I think that there's a lot of design space in Jinteki that gets left on the table just because people automatically go to PE or RP as they're obviously strong. But Whizzard, I don't know about.
We'll see.
We know the player on the left, Eric. He's a friend of ours, and he loves jamming Whizzard, but.
And I have a feeling that Whizzard's not going to see a lot of play in this game. I just don't think Tennin runs a lot of assets upgrades, but we will see. I should also say this is from the cut. This is from the top 8 cut. This is like the semifinals or the last game of the losers bracket. So we're starting off here pretty late into the tournament. I just really wanted to get this game commentated. So 2 restructures being played there. Take a credit, 2 restructures.
So far this is looking like, the standard Trick of Light Tennin. Really aggressive play from Eric. That's what he's kind of known for. He's just getting a huge economy base, playing Diesel in Whizzard, and I've had worse, which is pretty crazy. That's a data sucker.
That is a data sucker, and I think he got a counter off archives there. So he's trying to basically suppress the Tennin ability, which is to place an advancement token on a card that can be advanced if the runner does not make a successful run on the previous turn. And there's some more money, another hedge fund being played there.
So what do you think he does now?
I heard you like money.
Do you think this Tennin has some Kamainus, net damage, and punishing ice, or is it just Glacier?
I have no idea. I mean,
Take a stand, Tim.
If I was Eric,
which one is it?
if I was Eric, I would try to be delaying the inevitable. I think that's what he seems to be doing. It's I don't want to face check anything until I have to stop building rig. So.
And Tennin does get a token there
Eric
because Day Job was played on the previous turn.
Eric has 20 credits at this point.
Tennin is at 24, so they're definitely competing here economically. And Desperado out.
Desperado, interesting. All right, well, we've got Desperado play. We've got Restructures up the wazoo. What is going on? What is this?
Hey, we're too used to watching these NEH NBN games, and I love this. Just something way different. Looks like Eric here is trying to decide what to discard. John Masanori has to go away. That's probably fine in this matchup. I don't know. How do you guys feel about John Masanori?
Well, I mean, good. Oh,
how did he advance that?
Yeah, previous turn he installed advanced it, and then he just advanced it 3 times this turn.
Just
No, he didn't run. Eric didn't run.
Oh, right. So it's a.
No, you can only advance ice.
Yeah,
no, you can advance
so he advanced something in the
Eric
server.
didn't run. Yeah,
That's
you're
right,
totally right.
job.
There's no ice resed. Yeah, you're totally right. Brian threw that Nisei down unadvanced, just hoping that there wouldn't be a run.
Yeah.
This game is bonkers.
So
Now we've got Yagura
doing a net damage, and letting Brian look at the top card of R&D there.
Nailing that crucial day job. And of note, there was a Yogg thrown into this card earlier in this game. There's the other Yogg. So he could have lost his other Yogg.
And
so far, this game is bonkers.
And Eric must have accessed after that. I didn't notice if he did, but he must have, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing he did.
I think it just happened really quick. I just didn't notice it.
Well, now I feel like if I'm Eric, I'm not scared of running any server. So now I just start making the corp as a bunch of ice, right? I mean, you run that remote right now.
There is Tennin throwing down a couple cards. What do you think those cards are?
I'm gonna, if it's the Tennin, I think it is. It's gonna be like a Caprice.
That would be my guess as well.
Yeah, I think.
What is that? Oh, it's a Tsurugi. What is this track? Oh, Tsurugi. I'm expecting actually. Tsurugi is a fine card in Jinteki. So he pays 4 to get through.
So he rezzed Tsurugi and he's
really
still got 13 credits left. That's insane.
And he scored an agenda.
We did double restructure.
But now, so if that's a 4-2, then he can't score it because Eric has already made a successful run.
So trash in the Chrysium grid.
So do you run that remote knowing that he can't score a 4-2, or do you try and check it to see if it's a brain trust?
Is he playing Brain Trust? I mean, maybe he is. He's probably playing Medical.
He's probably playing Brain Trust just because Trick of Light. That's the 3-2.
Yeah. Well, what else do you play in Tennin? You know, you want to be on
Breakthrough. The Nisei is really interesting. The Nisei makes a lot of sense. I also want to point out that Eric just trashed a Chrysium grid, which is really good for Tennin. I hadn't really considered that one myself. Back when I was playing Tennin, I don't think Chrysium was released.
It's okay. I mean, it only protects one server, and I feel like it's good against, like...
Goodbye, Yagura.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, he's just going to get through it free.
And that advancement token was placed on an Eli.
Ha! Nice bluff.
Well, sometimes you do that if you're seeing Anarch, especially in data suckers, just because you want it to make it harder for them to parasite away your advancement counter.
Yeah.
You just turned on the medical breakthrough rush. Turning it on.
Eric is doing a great job right now of suppressing the Tennin ability.
I think he is running out of credits, though.
Yeah, it looks like he's only got 6 left.
I think he's down to 7. Yeah.
That Desperado's helping, though. That's sustaining him. But he needs some more econ here.
Well, I mean, he does have Teardown. He's got to be playing Parasite.
Yeah, I think it would be a big mistake if he...
At this point, there was basically 2 ways to go with Ice Destruction, Parasite, and the Cutlery. And it looks like he's probably not running the Cutlery.
You mean the good card or the good card or the extremely good card and then Cutlery? What is, he's going for an HQ access.
Getting into HQ here. Sees another Yagura. Probably don't care a whole lot about that.
I am not liking Eric's chances right now. Like, I mean, he's kind of gotten he's playing the Wonton.
He just discarded it.
Discarded the Wonton.
And Brian, he advanced the Nisei in the previous turn and just scores it out. He's really not bothering with the remote.
Yeah, I don't quite understand what. Like, I think he's giving him credit for the.
But I think you force the corp to spend money. You run it. You spend 0 on the side game. You make them spend money. You run it again. You make them spend money. You know what I mean?
Make them spend the Nisei token.
But, yeah.
But there's an ice in front of it. I mean, I guess.
Well, but why would he be with Yogg and Mimic with 5 counters on Data Sucker? That seems like.
Grail Ice seems unlikely here at this point.
How is he getting into... Oh, is he just discarding the Wonton Destruction?
Yeah, he keeps doing that. He's drawn a bunch of cards looking for something, and
the Wonton seems so bad with Eli on HQ.
I don't know. I mean, clearly, I think he's looking for a Parasite. That's what he's looking for.
And now Brian is able to trick a light off because he has 2 counters there on the Eli. I guess Eric didn't run on that previous turn right there. Okay, I completely missed what Brian did on his turn. I think he just took credits and drew a card or something like that.
I think he's firmly in the driver's seat here. Like, it's his game to lose. Like, Eric is He's got an unsustainable econ. It's all events, which means he has to keep drawing and keep playing them, and he's no way to like sustainably click for more credits. And Tennin is an advantage against that because it just plays like really crappy
And the
ice
first
to get
agenda
through.
he wants to score is not medical breakthrough because that turns on trick of light from the
Oh yeah, that Nisei, one of the
next
Niseis would have
one.
been far better.
yeah. Or even
Hey,
so, what's
it could have
his
been
what's
better.
his agenda spread? He's 3 Nisei, 3 medical breakthrough, and then what do you think it is like?
I think Brain Trust is in there.
Yeah, and then
What does that put him at?
I
12. That puts him at 18. So then he probably has a couple 1-pointers.
I don't know. He might be playing through Future Perfect.
It's possible.
Instead.
It's
I mean,
possible.
He could be.
Just with the
I'd play NAPD contract
triple.
over that.
I mean, the fact that he built a remote at all, like, normally the old, like, the Nisei that people were, I'm sorry, yeah, the Tennin that people were playing before was like, I'm going to build 2 centrals and that's it. I'm just going to trick everything. But he built a remote. Like, I mean, and he put a Caprice, I think.
And it worked out
I
for
think
him.
that's a Caprice. He put a Caprice out there.
All right, so using a
But-
Nisei
but,
token
like-
here. That means he could play successful demo now. He
Oh, that's true.
He could play
That's
successful
true.
demo, and he gets another advancement token on the.
Wow, just using it for econ. and
That's
that's ballsy.
yeah, that's great. No, if he doesn't need it, like here we go. He's pretty
Alright.
confident he could score this out, I guess.
I mean, I think it's like, it's telling that he's like, I'm gonna Nisei you just because to gain 5 credits.
Now,
and,
Yeah, maybe-
like,
Kira, if you're Eric, you
Come
have
at
to
me.
run that remote. You have to just make sure that ice isn't something silly like another Yagura or something like that. There's no reason not to run that remote right now.
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
and this is where he gets you. It's a June bug.
Yeah, right.
Oh, look at that.
Told you.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
That's
Lotus
perfect.
Field.
Yeah, that's exactly what it needed to be.
I
Wow.
heard Yog was really bad.
And a
against
wall
those.
of thorns.
Wow.
That's
And look at
amazing.
that. Look at that. That econ's perfect. Like, if he didn't play a successful demo, he wouldn't be able to res all that.
And he still has 3 left to be able to.
He can still score out the agenda, and he's going to get another advancement counter, probably.
Yeah, unless Eric.
No, he's going into... Oh, he ends a run.
Ah, wow.
Oh, and he scores to future perfect.
Oh wow.
So he ended the run, which allowed him to get an advancement counter
That
on
was
the
just
future perfect.
masterfully planned out.
And he had exactly 3 credits left. Like, that was engineered perfectly. I don't know to what extent he was planning all that out, but he had, with that successful demo, he had enough to res the Lotus Field, enough to res the Wall of Thorns, and the Nisei tokens necessary to score out the future perfect.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That was just
That's it.
perfectly planned out. And of course, Eric got a little bit
Oh.
screwed by his draw. He didn't draw into the corroder or the whatever he has for Lotus Field, but or
I
parasites.
assume,
but
yeah.
Parasites want to do it.
Pers- I actually don't know what his answer is to Lotus
Knight?
Field.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I don't know, he surely has something. He doesn't
Yeah,
have
no,
nothing.
he must have something.
Well, at least I hope not.
He so much. He had, I would say femme, but I mean, I think he had too much influence used there.
I'm a little surprised by the Wall of Thorns. I think that card is truly bad at this point, but I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, I
there's a
feel like
reason for it.
Ashigaru is better, and only one more. Much
Well,
harder to get
if
through,
you-
much more taxing.
I don't know if you think about it, like Ashigaru, I think it costs Corroder 6 to get through. If assuming you have like 4 or 5 cards in HQ, and Wall of Thorns costs 5. But what Wall of Thorns has that Ashigaru doesn't is very strong face checking, and especially with the other net damage you're seeing in that deck, maybe it was to open up some sort of kill. I mean, he might have Neural EMP in the deck.
I would be so
Yeah.
surprised. I would have been like, "You win." I'm gonna shake your hand, like, you got me with the Wall of Thorns Neural EMP.
Yeah, I don't
I-
think you put Neural EMP in that deck.
I should mention at this point. I don't have the reference on me, but I know that Brian, he said that he had the term would be net deck, I guess. He net decked that from Netrunner DB. If I remember to do this, I will put a link in the description to the original source. So it wasn't his original creation, but he piloted it masterfully at that tournament.
No
He got into the finals with it. Unfortunately, he did not win in the finals. He got a little bit screwed over on draw in the finals, but he did a great job overall with that deck.
Yeah, I would say that if you put that deck in front of me, I would be so confused that I probably would just lose every game.
I need to find.
It's got some interesting plays in it. It certainly does.
I would never
I'll put a
have
link in the
thought
description
the way he
to.
did.
I'll put a link in the description to the deck because it must have Trick of Light, but so that we'll know at least after the fact what's in there. So I'll make a note now to do that. And yeah, that was a fun game. That was a great game. All right. Any last thoughts, guys?
I think Ashigaru versus Wall of Thorns. Ashigaru wins hands down. Like I would pay the one. It's a little bit more taxing, and it's more importantly, it's not vulnerable to David.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Because it's is it 4 strength or 3 strength?
It's 4 strength. Yeah.
It's 4 strength.
Yeah, interesting.
It is the perfect strength for Parasite v David.
Right.
And not only that, but if you're running the Anarch package with Corroder and Data Sucker, then Ashigaru is always going to cost you 4 or 5. Hand size versus the 2 actual credits and then Data Sucker tokens that you can spend on Wall of Thorns.
Yeah, for 1 extra credit, like it's so much more taxing. It's.
Although I guess I'll point out that right now that if he was playing Ashigaru, he wouldn't have won the game right there. Maybe he probably still would have won the game, but it would have taken another turn.
That's true.
All right, let's finish it out there. So thanks guys for commentating. Yeah, that was a fun game. We will have hopefully a lot more games like that coming up. I have a lot more tournaments recorded and going to get some more recorded soon. And so lots to look forward to. Thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks guys.